Hello everybody, this is VG Time back again with another deck profile, and as you can see we are looking at the Newwst Pilaf leader. Now for those of you wondering, this is the holiday box art. There's no difference between this and the regular green Newwst Pilaf leader. So what does he do? He has an auto once per turn that when one of your battle cards attack, you get to give it plus 5,000 and search your deck or a life for a Dragon Ball and add it to your hand and then shuffle the area that you look through. This was very problematic at the time it was released because it was a very slow means of getting to your wish condition, which is 7 Dragon Balls in the drop area. They have since, beyond the tools they gave it on the release, printed another card to help it excel its in-game a little bit quicker. So that makes the deck a little bit more viable. So once it does have the ability to wish, you get to get back a green or black desire from your drop area and flip the card over. On the back side, he has Tiny Warrior Son Goku. He has the same generic Wish Leader abilities, which is draw a card, as well as playing a desire for free from your hand as long as the cost is less than or equal to your energy, which in this deck is going to be extremely easy to do. But he also has a very useful ultimate wish, which is to be able to pop one of your opponent's battle cards, make them discard a card from their hand at random, and then give himself plus 15,000 power. Now, could have been better if he gave another card plus 15,000 power, yes, but still, very good. Also, the advantages of this guy is that he does not, unlike regular Shenron, he doesn't have the restriction of not being able to attack. So you could start, swinging with him as soon as you're allowed to, just like any other leader. So let's get into it. The main desire this deck is built around is 4 copies of Unthinkable Fate. This card right here allows you to sack one of your battle cards to put into play a 2 cost or less green Son Goku GT. We have a couple of targets for that in the deck. We also are playing 3 copies of Assembling the Squad. Our main engine is all searchable by this card, and so that's why we play it. And then we have just 7 Dragon Balls. We're not doing anything too fancy here. Playing stuff like 1-Star Ball and Super Dragon Ball will only slow the deck down considerably. The card that makes this deck even at all viable, 4 copies of Oob Symbol of Peace. This guy right here, when you combo with him or you play him, allows you to dump up to 3 Dragon Balls from your deck into your drop area. And then if you put any number into your drop area, you get to pop one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 1 That's pretty important because one of the big issues the deck has always had was with decks with a lot of 1-drop, fast, double strikers and stuff like that because of how slow the wish mechanic was for him. And this guy right here allows you to deal with those early threats and not worry about it so much. So on to the main engine. We have 4 copies of Spirit to Search Pan. She is a cool card. So she's 2-drop 10k. With the leader ability, she will get plus 5 when she attacks. But she has the ability to sack herself to search your deck and put directly into play either the Trunks that is part of the engine or the Son Goku that's part of the engine. So it's good that you're able to swing with her, get a card, or even just swing with her in general to put pressure, sack her, and then go into another threat. The Trunks that's part of the engine is Spirit to Search SS Trunks. This guy right here has an activate main when it says that when your life is at 4 or less, choose 1 green or black desire card from your drop area and add it to your hand. So while he's out there, he is able to just constantly get back one of your 2 desires to be usable. That's very powerful because you could squad for him, for instance, put him into play, get his auto off, and then use his activate main to get right back to squad that you used to play him. And his auto, if you were wondering, he's able to dump up to 2 Dragon Balls from your deck into your drop area to help you again be able to wish that much faster. Next up, we have the Son Goku that's part of the engine, and that is Super Saiyan's Son Goku. This is your primary target for the Unthinkable Fate. This card right here is just a 20k vanilla, but the whole deck is kind of built around abusing him and multi-attacking with him. So besides Unthinkable Fate being able to cycle out other cards for him, we have another card that you can search for or get out the drop on Unthinkable Fate, which is Hyper Training SS Son Goku. This card right here has the ability to pay green, send itself to the drop area, and then play a green skillless battle card with cost 2 or less from your deck or your drop area, and then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So between this and this, there should be no reason why this could be killed and you have an issue, unless of course it gets warped. So that's something that you do have to pay attention to. Great Saiyaman 2 Bunny Hero. I only have it at 3 right now. I will be running it at 4, and I will talk to you about what you could put in its place. But this card right here was a second inspiration for building this deck. This card right here has an awesome auto and a way to play itself for free. So the auto says if you put her into play from your hand, you get to put into play from your deck or drop area a 2 costs or less skillless battle card. So of course this is the target that you're going to have. But you can also pay green, bounce the skillless battle card to your hand, and play her from your hand for a reduced cost. That's pretty strong because now for 1 energy, you get to get 5 energy worth of guys, as well as continue her attacking. She is 15k, so she's a decent sized body, and I just think she's an amazing card. 4 copies of Krillin. Krillin is a vanilla that is there by necessity. The deck does require a certain number of 1-drops in order to get off the ground. You want to be able to play something like Krillin, for instance, and then swing and get a ball on the second turn, bounce it to your hand, play her, get your Goku, and start going for the runs. Now, alongside that, and a card that I can see being put down to 2 to go up to 4 on this, is 3 copies of Zarbuto Heroic Stance. He's your 1-drop, take a life double striker. Usually because of how many attacks you get off in the first couple of turns, your opponent becomes very leery, plays a little bit more defense than normal, and so you end up in a case where you need to have access to your life in order to continue your hand size, and Zarbuto helps with that. He's also great with the leader's front side ability. He's able to become a 20k double striker, which is really good against certain unisons such as Toa, as well as the new Shenron unison and things like that. Next up, we have 4 copies of Nappa, Demolition Man. Everybody knows I rock with this guy all day. I think this card is really cool. It has the ability to be used twice, which is important in a deck like this where you're comboing attacks. You need to be able to have multiple of your super combo without having to hope to dig into it. And then 4 Shocking Death Ball. That's a negated choice in this deck. You can of course always run Dormant and not even have a unison to play or something like that. But what helps this out, the reason why I run this is because a lot of times you want to use all your energy for your desires and stuff like that to keep the loops going. So that's the deck. Shout out to Rising Phoenix Odyssey. He mentioned a while ago in one of his videos about bringing back wish leaders, and I've been trying to figure out which one I wanted to do, and this is the one I decided to go with, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any comments about anything that you see in the deck profile or any suggestions for the deck, leave it down below. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing, and this is VG Time, signing out.